Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Thursday afternoon. It is September 5th, and we are marching through September already, guys. Time is short. Keep preparing. I believe we need to really concentrate on preparing to possibly hunker down, shelter in place, lock in, whatever you want to call it, stay put for at least 30 days. And I'll explain why. I also have some updates, some quick news updates to share with you that are pertinent. And I have a terrific passage that I will share with you that is super encouraging, I promise. So stay tuned for that. But first, real quick, I'm getting close to 20,000 subscribers, guys. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click it. Click the like button. I rarely say that. I don't typically say that much. But it helps. It helps the channel. And I'm not hung up on numbers as far as subscribers all the time because I rarely talk about it, but it's kind of cool. It would be nice to hit 20,000. So if you've been watching for a while or you just started watching recently and you haven't hit the subscribe, help me out. I appreciate it. First, some quick updates. I saw this is interesting, where President of Russia, Putin, endorses Harris to be the next president for the United States. He says he is ready for talks as far as with Ukraine. Now, he said that before several times, and they don't happen. So, but I bet he is. I think he's a troll. He's a what's the word? He's a wily one. He's a wily veteran. He was a KGB operative, and he's a smart dude now. He's a smart dude. But if I'm in his shoes, I'm thinking the same thing. Why would you, if you're Putin, why would you not want Harris over Trump? Of course. Can you imagine her? I mean, she can't even get through. She can't even do an interview. She can't do an interview with help. An interview with CNN. Much less do talks with somebody like Putin or Z from Russia or any of them. So I kind of understand from that perspective, from Putin's perspective, sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, root for her to go on, finish the job that Brandon started. Some updates on the school shooter thing from yesterday here close to us. Again, I'm just trying to digest the fact that this kid's 14 years old. And, 14, it's a freshman in high school. When I was in high school, I don't know about you guys, when I was in high school, back in the very early 80s, the furthest thing from my mind was somebody coming in and going to shoot the place up. I mean, seriously. And I went to just a very average. It was a high school. I mean, it was not in Bel Air or nothing like that. It was just the average town in Georgia. And so the worst thing that we would hear is somebody having a fight. And that was usually even after class. They waited till after class, after school, to have that done. And so, hey, somebody's going to fight. So-and-so is going to fight after school, out in the parking lot or out on the side of the school. Sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes people watched, sometimes they didn't. There were no video cameras. There was no videoing being done. I mean, so, but that was the worst thing. I mean, it's just unreal. It's unreal. They say that this 14-year-old had an obsession with school shootings in recent years. That's interesting. Also, he was on the radar of the FBI because when he was 13, about a year ago, he made threats online of doing this same thing. And he got a visit. He and his father got a visit from, it's unclear, I've read reports where it was the FBI, then I was reading reports where it was Jackson County, a neighboring county. So they did interview him, and that was it. So he was on their radar. So that's interesting. You know, the school had to have known about this, I would think. Keep an eye on him, you know, that might be a good idea. I would, if I'm a teacher, I would want that guy shadowed. I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, we're going to watch you every step of the way, dude. I don't know. That's just my thought. But and then one of the family members makes a threat. I read this late last night or this morning. I can't remember. It blends together. One of the aunts says, threatened to go full throttle blood. I'm going to go full throttle blood. And she claims that this guy, the 14-year-old, has been subjected to abuse. I mean, he might have been, but it doesn't excuse going in and doing what he did. But she's making full throttle blood. Okay, ma'am, maybe you need a visit. Maybe you need a wellness visit too. Like, are you okay? Are you on your meds? Do you need to go somewhere? Do you need to go somewhere and get some help? I mean, dang. So that's interesting. Also, this kid's they say he's gonna be tried as an adult. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, killed 2 students, 2 other 14-year-olds, a girl and a boy, and 2 teachers. It's unreal. Still just trying to process this. I'm going to talk next about, I think we need to prepare for hunkering down for at least 30 days. And you're like, Dawg, you know, we talked about this before, other channels talk about this. Well, I still think it's something that we need to be reminded of, and I want to zero in on a prep that's not talked about too often. So that's the main reason I want to bring this up too. Also, I've been getting a lot more subscribers and viewers here lately, and so I don't really have a gauge on, I know many of you probably already are very prepared for this already. You might have months, you may have years of preps ready, but with a lot of new viewers, I don't have a real gauge on how well prepped people are. You know, you might be new to this kind of thing. You might be just starting out, or just starting out recently. So I want to say first that if you've just recently started preparing or never have, you can still start. And, you know, I'm never going to say it's too late. At least at this point, I would not say it's too late. However, you have some catching up to do. So I would first start out with trying to prepare, especially water, non-perishable food, for at least a week, and work up from there. Get to a month. Just keep it adds up quickly. And you're like, well, Dawg, you know, I don't have the money. I'm broke. I'm near broke, and I'm, you know, shoestring budget. I get it. We are too. And food just keeps going up. Grab a few extra things each time you go, even if it's 1 or 2 extra things. Can of beans, can of, you know, something, rice, honey, things to bake with. Get extra. 2 is 1 and 1 is 0. You know, that's the way we look at it. 2 of an item is the same as 1. You got 1, you got nothing. It's gone. Quick. And the reason I say 30 days, I think that's just a kind of an average. You know, 2 to 4 weeks at least. That we just have a lot of events. We have a lot of things coming up. We have the Trump sentencing. We just have a lot of things coming up that could be troublesome. Okay. And there's also all these rumors. There's a lot of things flying around about cyber attacks that are supposed to be coming in, or this CrowdStrike thing that happened a month or so ago disrupted transportation. That was little compared to what could happen and what probably will happen. It's probably not if, but when. And I think the public is very clueless. Like I said, I think we have some things coming up. We have the September 11th. We have the 9/11 anniversary coming up soon. We have the Trump sentencing thing coming up soon. That could be troublesome. We have an election. Most likely, an election coming up. And then after that, the inauguration. So we have a lot of things coming up fast. And I think we need to ramp up the preps, especially if we've kind of lagged on it for a while or haven't really started much lately, or you're new to it. You know, if you're not new to it, take a look and review everything. But can you imagine a cyber attack that takes things down? Water, your water treatment, your power. Your water will be affected. So electricity, all your utilities, emergency services, 911, 911 systems, gasoline pumps, financial, ATMs, your banks, traffic lights, transportation systems, trains, airplanes, buses. Everything comes to a stop. Even a week or two could be devastating, I believe. It shouldn't be, but I believe it could be. I believe in such an event, after a couple of days, maybe not even that long, guys, especially when it dawns on people that it's widespread, I think not only, and I've said before, the stores would be wiped out within hours. I think it's more than, and not just, I believe that, but not just the box stores, your Walmarts, your Krogers, your Publix, your Albertsons, whatever you got. All right, Costco, wiped out within hours. Not just them, but the smaller places, your Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees, your Five Below, all those kind of stores would be wiped out fast. In fact, I would probably hit some of them first, because in a panic, people are going to run to the big stores first. So hit the small stores first, especially if you're pretty prepped up. You know, you just need to get a few things. Just kind of top it off. Hit the Dollar Generals. That's what I'd be doing. Hit those small places. Even Joe Schmo's Exxon down the road would be wiped out. You wouldn't even find a Twinkie. You wouldn't find a bag of Lay's chips out there. It'd be gone. So keep that in mind. I'm not trying to scare you, but look at your preparations. Non-perishable food, at the very least. If you can can things, that's awesome. It's just something that's been on my mind lately. So I wanted to bring it out. I know I talk about this from time to time. Like I said, I got a lot of new viewers. And I just want to reiterate it. Prepare to stay in place, hunker down, minimum 2 to 4 weeks. Also, you want to know what's going on, have a battery operated, solar operated radio. TV is not going to work, cell phone is not going to work. You want to be able to kind of get some kind of news from some source. And you probably will if you have a good old style radio that operates on batteries, solar, that has a good antenna, even has an antenna. You know, if it's a hand cranked one. I have a hand cranked one that also can be solar powered. So think about these things as well. All right. Passage for today is a good one. It's a really good one. It is from the book of John. I've been in John lately, off and on. The book of John. Where are you? I'm the wrong one. The book of John, chapter 5, verse 24. It says, from the words of Jesus, truly, truly, I say to you, he who hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life and does not come into judgment, but has passed out of death into life. He's talking about everlasting life. Believe in him. Hears my word, believes him who sent me, has eternal life through our Redeemer that he paid the ultimate price for. That's putting it pretty plain and simple right out there for you. Believe. Foster the relationship. Stay close to Jesus. We say it all the time. I still say that now more than ever it's so important. We're not promised tomorrow by any means. With everything flying around and things going on in this world, we want to be always ready. Be ready for the next one, because that's going to be indescribable. Good. Indescribable. Really. I believe that. I really do. So let's keep that prep. Number one prep, spiritual. Jesus. All right. Share your thoughts. Let's be safe out there as we go about our business. Do not be afraid. Do not be anxious. God bless you. I will see you soon.